Uh, well, we didn't manage to free Gaza or stop the war, or save democracy or save America. Oh well, we can try again some other way, I guess. Maybe we were close. I don't know. We know who tried to help and who tried to hurt. We know who was with us and who was against us. Some people were with us with one day to go. They bravely spoke out when there was a day left. I don't know. I remember commenting, or I just saw somebody's response, I think, to my comment on maybe a Blakely video 3 weeks ago. I was like, thanks for finally supporting Kata Bagazali. Because they like played a clip of Kata Bagazali but wouldn't mention her name. You know, just the typical stuff. I think they did finally mention her name a few days ago. I think I was in their live again. That comment was from 3 weeks ago, so it's probably in their live like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was in their live and they were like, "I don't know about Kata Bagazali." It's like, how can you not know? How can you like be LARPing as a leftist and not know? So that's kind of how I started to suspect they were fake. I mean, I suspected they were fake all along from lots of different stuff, especially the way they tried to make Tallarico and Chasman Crockett seem the same. And I do support these people endorsing her. It just seems kind of fake that they endorse her like, almost too late for it to possibly help. I don't know. Maybe they'd endorsed her previous to that too, but even the way Representative Tlaib said it, she was like, well, when you see the poll numbers, I had to, yeah, when you see that she's actually possibly about to win, you had to endorse her because if she won without your endorsement, you'd look really silly. But also, you had to wait because if you'd endorsed her earlier, then she might have won. And that's, I don't know, that might be being too harsh on the Democrats, but I do feel like they kind of deserved it. I mean, they could have supported her, like as a party, they could have supported her, but they, allowing two or three other representatives to support her the day before the election, that was something. Hello, hello, Gro Maloney. Where are you from? Sorry, I was just kind of decompressing, I guess. I wanted to be celebrating, saying, we won, we won. I guess I just had a feeling. I guess I kind of felt like I saw the way it was going. I saw the way the suppression was working, and the suppression worked. Hello. If people could have been informed, like if you, I think it could have been a big deal just for people to know that Netanyahu was dead. I think they're 80% more likely to tell you that Netanyahu's dead tomorrow. But if they told you any earlier, Kat Abigazali could have won. That's okay. And greater things will still come of it, probably. And I guess in a way it makes me feel like my intuition is pretty good. Even if, I can get overly hopeful about stuff. I guess at least to prove my intuition was good. That I had a bad feeling that she didn't win, which I thought was just like election trauma from Jasmine Crockett and Bernie and even Kamala. So, I mean, at least Bibi's dead, though, right? At least Netanyahu's dead. They can't take that back. So that's something. It just, it just makes it feel stupid. Makes it feel stupid that they got their way on that, too. They got their way tricking people with this super fake AI of Netanyahu for a few days, but, you know, they got their way. Just seems like a lot of people are dead. Oh well. I guess you could say, compared to how things have been in my lives, it's nice to not have the pressure of possibility. It's nice for it to not matter. Oh well. At least Netanyahu's dead. At least everyone seems to be agreeing that USR and Israel are losing the war they started. I wish we could have helped Ukraine win their war as quickly as Iran's winning their war. I mean, the Israel USR war. So at least we've got that. At least we're losing Trump's stupid war. Something to be grateful for, although it sucks that they're killing so many people. Uh, I would have been happy today if Kat Bugzali had won the primary, but APAC won, and the Democrats won, and the Republicans won, so they can get some kind of Fetterman. I guess that guy could be a real person. I don't know. Seems unlikely. Hmm. Hello, Yeef. I don't think there's any reason to care about BB. He's dead. It's kind of weird to say somebody cares about somebody who's dead unless they cared for them when they're alive. You don't care, right? You're fine with the fact that he's dead? It doesn't affect you? You don't mind that he's dead at all? His death doesn't really mean anything to you? You're kind of like Scrooge. You just don't care that he's dead? Just doesn't bother you at all? Doesn't affect you one way or another? His death is just something that you're like totally fine with? It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's like you kind of have an opinion, but you don't. It's like your opinion seems to be fake. Hello, phone account. Nice to see you again. Netanyahu seems to be dead. This person seemed to have some type of opinion, but then they didn't. It was weird. It was strange. They're probably going to tell everybody that Netanyahu's dead tomorrow because they defeated Kat Abugzali, which is probably all they're really trying to do. Their stupid fake AI videos. Netanyahu's dead. Someone said in the chat, Crime Minister Netanyahu is dead, is what they said in the chat. Yeah, so we've got that. We got that to hang our hat on. You can't undead somebody. I mean, you can try. BB Limbo. They can try to make AIs of him, but he's still dead. Making AIs of somebody doesn't make them not dead. The meaning of life? Don't kill a bunch of people and then get killed like an idiot. Don't be the person that everybody talks about as like the person not to be for the rest of your life. Don't be BB. Don't get them to invent a term like I invented the term BB Limbo. BB Limbo is like when you die, but they don't want people to know you're dead. You're in BB Limbo. Donnie's next. I give him 2 months with the land of the living. You're pretty generous. You're pretty generous with those 2 months. Yep. BB's dead, or BB Limbo. BB Limbo. There's absolutely no way to know if BB's alive or dead. BB Limbo, BB Limbo. Jeffrey Epstein Jew says support Netanyahu. BB Limbo. BB Limbo. APAC had to use 20 additional million to stop Kat. Well, I told you guys, every comment you leave on her videos erases like $10,000 of APAC money. That wasn't worthwhile to you guys. Leaving comments here for nothing was what y'all wanted to do instead of erasing $10,000 worth of APAC money. But you know, you do what you do. And for all those who did comment on Kat's videos, thank you. For all those who tried, thanks. You tried. Sorry about the Nazis in chat. They're just dumbass Nazis. Hey, at least Netanyahu's dead, right? It was less than 5,000 votes difference. Yeah. Yeah. We could have easily gotten those 5,000 votes. I don't know how many people are in that district, honestly. 5,000 votes might have been a lot or something. I don't know. Of overtaking 3 state incumbent office holding. Not easy. I mean, it wasn't supposed to be easy, but we could have done it. Yeah. I just ate when I had cold roast chicken in the fridge and I didn't heat it up. I just ate it. I mean, you know, we could have done it. People kind of tried. Some people kind of tried. I tried, but I'm not allowed to have the platform that other people are allowed to have. And the people who are allowed to have this kind of platforms tried, you know, within the last 18 hours. They did something within the last 18 hours. Oh, yeah, I mean, she'll probably run again. Costing APAC $20 million is great, but it's not like they don't have more money. You know? It would have been worth more than $20 million to have her in office, but oh well. I just feel like, you know, they'd print money, right? We don't care about the money. Yeah, maybe they would have maybe they only had to spend 16 million, but they spent 20 million, you know? It's kind of like oh yeah, Tallarico and Biss have all eyes. Who cares? Fetterman, Tallarico, and Biss have all eyes on them. I mean, it's a 2 stretch. What does that mean? Like, they're APAC candidates. I don't think we can expect anything of them. And yeah, all the Democrats will win, which is why they made a bunch of fake Democrats to win the primaries. That should have been obvious to everybody. Hold them account. Dude, there's no account. There's no mechanism of accountability. They, you know, like anyway. Like that college is kind of shitty. That district is kind of shitty. Illinois is kind of shitty. You know, like that's what it comes down to is they're shitty. You know, like you know we're all kind of shitty. Like I did my part. I did what I could do. I could have done something a little different, but I did what I could do. Scrutinize, dude. I mean, I appreciate kind of your attitude. We have 2 years to scrutinize their every move. Scrutinizate that doesn't do anything. Oh, I scrutinize Fetterman. Fetterman's a traitor. Okay, he's been scrutinized. Doesn't do anything. She can run for something else, sure, or not run for anything else. Use the fame she's already got to, you know, build a platform, make a show, something. And you have to be more powerful making a show than you would as a congressperson anyway. She would have been a particularly good congressperson because she could have gotten the rest of the Congress more alerted to Nazis. Is Fetterman a traitor now? Not how you spell traitor, but been a traitor. Muppet Show's pretty good. Do, 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 do. I think what it accomplishes more, like if she'd won, we wouldn't have had so much time or energy for all the people who betrayed our values. Since she lost, then they're like, oh, look at everybody who betrayed our values. Look at all the influencers who took the $1,500 to tell lies about her. Look at all the channels that, downplayed her. Look at all the people that missed their opportunity to comment. I don't know. I commented some. I guess I could have commented more. It's funny, of course, Net and YouTube will show everybody her content now because it doesn't matter, Now that you can't elect her, everybody's going to see her videos. It's stupid. It's the way it is. Those people have never not been traitors. It wasn't like they became Republicans once they took office as Democrats. They were just plants. Yeah, they're all three libertarian plants. So is what's his name? Bliss. It's not much to celebrate. Tallarico and Bliss. They're just fucking Nazis. Why would you even run against a better candidate if you're a progressive? You'd get out of the way if you're really progressive. Anyway. Got another Fetterman. I mean, they could potentially lose. Those are the kind of Democrats who could lose. Fetterman could lose Texas. Jasmine Crockett could not have possibly lost Texas. But Tallarico can lose Texas. Jasmine Crockett could not have possibly lost Texas. But Tallarico can. We're the Democrats. We can't possibly lose, but we're the Democrats. We'll find a way. I'm live again. Yeah, exactly. Nobody cares about Texas. Hey, Mexico, come get your kid. It might all be a pointless thing. Like, what if Iran really wins this war? What if Iran defends themselves like Israel's defended itself? What if we don't get to the midterms? Not because Donica Patinsky does anything. We just don't make it that long. There's always that. There's always that to look forward to. Or I say just ask Canada and Mexico to annex half of us each. Facilitate land back to the indigenous people. And be done. That'll make the loss sting a little less. But it's whatever. It's like we could wait 2 years and Cat can run again. Or somebody else can run again. There were 2 other names mentioned. I don't know if they're real names or if people were just trolling. There are 2 other names people mentioned who are good politicians. It's like, or we could just say, scrap this shit. We're done with America. It was a waste. All these people's service was for nothing. All these people died for jack shit. Tallarico is not like Bliss. For instance, in the case of Tallarico, he is better than Cornball Paxson. Tallarico is the poison candidate. What? Yeah, we can be done with this country. Hello, South Carolina. I think we had an opportunity to change it around and do some good, but then again, if we don't, that's fine too. Automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. But it doesn't matter if we're not a country anymore, Yeah, Jasmine was the more dangerous candidate. Because was the more dangerous candidate. They got a Fetterman to replace him. They Tallarico'd Jasmine, and now they've Tallarico'd, what's his name, with this Biss guy. There's nothing I consider good for me that's bad for my neighbor. If somebody's whining about paying taxes because they have more money than everybody else and somebody makes them pay taxes, they can stop whining. Yeah, Jasmine and Kat were the more dangerous candidates. They got a Tallarico for both of them. They got a Fetterman to win the primary. A lot of people helped. A lot of people kind of pretended to help uh, Kat Abigazali at least. They pretended to help her, you know, just late enough that it couldn't help. It's disappointing, you know. If Representative Tlaib, if Representative Omar were going to support her, they could have supported her a month ago. They could have supported her 6 months ago, like the rest of us were doing. What took them so long? If Mark Ruffalo was going to support her, you know, he supported Bernie Sanders for months. Why did he support Kat Abigazali for 2 days? Just busy? I saw Crime 101. It had already wrapped by that time, I'm sure, by this election season time came around. I don't think they were doing any promotions for it. What was he busy doing? I was busy doing this, but I'm not allowed to have a platform. So people who were allowed to have a platform just had something else to do besides save democracy until the day before. Coincidence? No, she already lost. Cheering her on was yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before. Today is admitting she lost. I don't know. I feel like I probably did about as much as the top 5 people on YouTube did. I mean, yeah, there's hardly anybody on YouTube, sure. But I was probably in the top 5, top 10 people on YouTube doing something. I mean, I saw that she did some, you know, interviews with people who have like real channels and stuff. And like, again, Net and YouTube showed me that she did an interview yesterday with somebody who had a real channel. They showed me that today after the election's over. Even though I've been only constantly posting about her for the last 3 or 4 days. Oh well. Who was the other one they spent? Did APAC spend 10 million against Jasmine Crockett too? Damn, they spent 10 million against Jasmine Crockett, but they had to spend 20 million against Kat? That's pretty crazy. That's kind of like me saying, "Oh, you know, I had to lose one of these hairs. You know, what's 20 million to them?" Why'd you say 2 candidates though? Oh, they spent on her opponents 2 candidates. Why would you say today when you got killed a few days ago? Why would you say today? So, they also spent some on the Timu Cat Abigazali. What was her name? Kit Abigazuli. Didn't they have another one named Kit Abigazuli? What are you talking about, Cynthia? A case she had before coming to DC, she placed on the back burner. Did I miss one of your previous comments? I hit some kind of comment, but it wasn't yours. Oh, were there 3 more races that didn't land in Apex favor? Who were they? That's good. So maybe Cat of Exali took all their attention. I mean, I don't see that they have a limited amount of money. But, I mean, I'm glad they spent 29, 30 million against her. It makes me think that even though I managed to leave like 5 or 6 comments on her post, I didn't leave that many comments. I was telling other people to leave comments, but I also don't know that my comments help because my channel is so heavily suppressed. But, you know, I left a dozen or so comments. Those are probably worth $120,000. Yeah. Thanks. Well, it's got Cat Big Zolly on it, but I mean, it's Lego Willie Scott, but she looks like Cat Big Zolly, but I don't think I need it anymore. He's still a Fed, Nick Fuentes. Think about it. The war effort's not going well for... Well, BB's dead. The war effort's not going well for him because they killed him. He's dead as shit. He's super dead. That's like the consolation prize for Cat because all I not winning. Bibi Netanyahu's still dead. And they can't like censor us for Charlie Kirk because we don't know that he's dead. They censored my response to Charlie Kirk dying. They censored the crap out of it. Oh, she'll run again probably. Or she'll get a show or something. She should just be on TV or just do a channel. Then again, I mean, I've commented automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts, and I don't think anybody on her channel has ever supported that idea. They probably can't see the comment yet in YouTube, but you know. What does that mean? Makes sense. We know who did it. Even if he was, nothing changes. What does that mean, even if he was, nothing changes? Why does the guy who starts a war getting killed a couple days into that war, why can't that change the war? Why is the war of paramount importance? The guy who started the war is dead. How many more people have to be dead because the guy who started the war is already dead? Oh, those weren't liberal tears. That person was crying for Charlie Kirk. The fact is, Trump cannot end it now. I mean, he can end it by losing. If Netanyahu's dead, then maybe YouTube isn't net in YouTube. That's what's so stupid about it. Netanyahu's dead, but we still got the AIPAC candidate beating Kat Abighazali. We still have net in YouTube, but their master's dead. So stupid. It's only up to Iran. Well, Iran, can you please have mercy on us? Do whatever to your fellow Putin allies, Netanyahu and John Kupatinsky. Because Bibi is just a face. Are you serious? You think he's some kind of king with ultimate control? No, I think they're not admitting that he's dead. Okay, maybe the only reason they're not admitting that he's dead is to help their AIPAC candidate beat Kat Abighazali. That was the only reason. So tomorrow they'll admit he's dead. Well, I wanted to have one more party while we can before it's illegal to celebrate death of genocidal maniac. Your sad girlfriend. What does that mean? It's never a single individual that starts a war. It's something that builds up. No, it's not, dude. It's Netanyahu. Netanyahu's been trying to start a war with Iran for decades, and then he finally does, and he dies. And they kill him 2 days later. What a dumbass! He's been trying to start a war with Iran for 40 years. He finally gets his wish, and they immediately kill him. What a fucking dumbass! Netanyahu's got to be the stupidest fucking tyrant anybody's ever fucking heard of. Let's just try in the chat to come up with a stupider fucking tyrant than Netanyahu. Putin and Trump are off limits because stupider tyrant than Netanyahu because they could still get even stupider. Stupider tyrant in history. Stupider dead tyrant. Another dead tyrant besides Netanyahu who's even stupider than Netanyahu. I dare you to come up with somebody in chat. Y'all didn't come up with shit, did you? Bibi was a spokesperson. He's not the one behind the curtains, bud. Dude, it ain't no fucking curtains. I appreciate the Wizard of Oz reference, but it's not curtains, dude. It's curtains for Bibi Netanyahu. And that should be curtains for the regime, for the war effort. You guys want to try to keep the war effort in place until someone else can take helm? Like, fuck off. Y'all are stupid, disgusting losers. The snake will just grow new head. No, dude, Bibi's dead. It's fucking over. Cynthia Cameron says, case where she wins a land because amount of money. She knows the integrity of the office. That's the point. Now the war is squarely in the corner of Iran, and Iran is not done by a long shot. Long shot might be what it is. I don't know what base means. I don't speak into libertarian. Now, this is now at least 12-month deployment. Well, the soldiers need to quit. The only way to be an American hero in this situation is quit. Go AWOL, resign, quit. You'll find out how much Israel isn't an issue without Netanyahu. Netanyahu was the one poisoning them. Watch what happens when the next person steps up. When they fill his shoes. Little rocket man, or a dead one. How do I know those carriers are not going anywhere? Well, some of them are going to the bottom of the sea. Hello, Australia. Hitler was pretty R-word, somebody says in the chat. A bold take. The forge now extended till May at least. Be a hero. You're a coward if you fight for Trump. You're a coward to face the jail or something. You want to die for Trump? Suckers and losers. You want to be another sucker and loser dying for Trump? How many suckers and losers has Trump got killed so far? 12, 13, 45, 47. The Navy captains damn sure can disobey deployment. It's their duty to disobey deployment. It's an illegal order. If they haven't disobeyed deployment, they're traitors. Fuck them. Seriously, this is the way Americans feel. You might be too military to understand how Americans feel, but Americans say if they're going to deploy for Trump, fuck them. They're traitors. We don't want them back. Kill them motherfuckers. You deploy for Trump, you're a fucking traitor. We all feel that way. You're a traitor for the goddamn Epstein class. Sorry, kids. Gotta go kill kids to protect the people who rape kids. That's what it is, suckers and losers. At least 12, 15, 20 something of them are dead now. Thanks for your on. We'll pin your comment. But yeah, dude, they just ruined the military, which is fine. We don't need that shit anymore anyway.
But they want to go this way. This is the way we'll go. They're not going to let us vote for people that are going to stop the war. Fine. Let them fucking die. Suckers and losers. I told them. I told them fucking quit. October. Guess you forgot October 7th. No, dude, you forgot to defend yourselves October 7th. And guess who's dead now? BB Net and fucking Yahoo. BB Netanyahu, deader and shit. Ha 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 ha. BB Limbo. We can make fun of BB Netanyahu's corpse because it's not real corpse, it's only AI corpse. We can make fun of Netanyahu's corpse because it's just an AI corpse. It's got 6 fingers. It's got 6 fingers and all of them are up Putin and Trump's butts. It's got 6 fingers. He's literally dead. Mort Goldshekel. Sorry to disappoint you, Mort Goldshekel, but Netanyahu's deader than your fucking grandma. And it's fucking hilarious how both of them died. How'd your grandma die? Mort Goldshekel, how'd your grandma die? Mort Goldshekel, how did your grandmother die? Do, 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 do. You're blind. How did your grandma die? Mort Goldshekel, what killed your grandmother? Mort Goldshekel, what killed your grandma? Literally blind or stupid. I don't think blindness or stupidity killed her. What killed the bitch? What killed your bitch of a grandmother? Did you hear me calling your grandma a bitch? Did you hear me calling your dead grandma a bitch, Mort Goldshekel? What killed the bitch? Netanyahu's dead as shit. I bet a bomb didn't kill that bitch. But a bomb killed Netanyahu. Ah. How many suckers and losers has Trump got killed so far? How many suckers and losers did he kill from the army? How are you going to feel if he is still alive and you're proven wrong? Disappointed? Why? How are you going to feel? It's pretty funny, isn't it? It's pretty funny how we can all tell he's dead, and yet some of you still insist on lying for liars instead of acknowledging that he's dead. It's pretty pathetic. Go on, coward, show the picture of your dead grandma. How'd your grandma die? Come on, tell us how your grandma died. Tell us how your grandma died. Tell us what your grandma died of, you stupid bitch. We're talking about Mort Goldshekel's dead grandma and Bibi Netanyahu's dead ass. Bibi Netanyahu's dead, like Mort Goldshekel's grandma. He doesn't want to talk about what killed his grandma. It's like he doesn't care about his grandma. It's like he doesn't want to think about her. What'd your grandma do to you, Mort Goldshekel? Why'd you turn out this way? How'd your grandma die, Mort Goldshekel? That's really all I care about right now. How'd your grandma die, Mort Goldshekel? How'd your grandma die? How'd your grandma die? Are we just beefing people in chat? What? No, I was just wondering how his grandma died. How'd your grandma die, coward? You think coward is an insult? You're too cowardly to admit how your grandma died? How'd your grandma die? Was it a heart attack? What was it, Mort Goldchickle? How'd your grandma die? You'll never show the picture of the 6 finger. How'd your grandma die? How did your grandma die? You're a bot, right? You don't have a grandma because you're a bot? How did your grandma die? Go ahead and tell us about it. Was it an overdose like William Dawson suggests? How'd your grandma die? How'd your grandma die? No, I want you to show the pictures of the 6 fingers. Bibi Netanyahu's 6 fingered man. My name is Inigo Ayatollah. You killed my father. Prepare to die. How'd your grandma die, Mark Goldshekel? Dude, I'm so interested in how his grandmother died. How'd your grandma die? Optimistic taco truck. How'd your grandma die? How did your grandma die, you stupid bitch? Optimistic taco truck. Did she get hit by a taco truck? Is that why you're optimistic about it? How'd your grandma die? William Dawson. How'd your grandma die? William Dawson. How'd your grandma die? Mort Goldcheckle. How'd your grandma die? Optimistic taco truck. No, I'm just asking you guys how your grandmas died. You guys are all embarrassed about your grandmas? You don't want to admit who your grandma was and how they died? It's pretty sad. Well, Tony, what's gonna put your mind at ease? How did your grandmother die? Optimistic taco truck. What killed your grandmother? Peacefully surrounded by family that loved her. So she died of what? Old age? I'm saying, okay, I guess how did your grandma die isn't the best way to phrase the question. What killed your grandma? The 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 family that loved her, peacefully surrounding her? What killed her? What killed the bitch? What killed that Nazi bitch? Who raised a little Nazi who raised a little Nazi? What killed the Nazi bitch? Old age? What killed your Nazi grandma, optimistic taco truck? Okay, Voodoo Child says one was 88 with congestive heart failure. The other was 94, not sure the diagnosis. It's funny how people who aren't pieces of shit, even though I wasn't asking them about their grandmas, they're not pieces of shit. And their grandmas aren't pieces of shit. So they don't mind at all talking about their grandma's lives, deaths, whatever. But you Nazi pieces of shit are so ashamed of what you've become and what you make your grandmothers and mothers and fathers look like. Nazi pieces of shit. You're so fucking ashamed, and you should be. Your grandma's ashamed of you too. Just like 50 Cent's mom's ashamed of him. Old age, dumbass. So she died of being an old dumbass. Okay, got it. And which one of her Nazi kids made you a fucking Nazi? Optimistic taco truck, you piece of fucking utter shit. It's related to optimistic taco truck. It's his grandma. She died of old age. I'll be making fun of that from now on. Great grandma died peacefully in her sleep. My grandmother is 72, Mike says. Well, bless your grandma. And bless your great grandma as well. Good. Optimistic taco truck's grandma died of old age. Good. Glad she's dead. Glad it wasn't a bomb. Did she live long enough to know that her grandson was a fucking Nazi piece of shit? Or was she a Nazi piece of shit too? I'll keep it coming. Was your grandma a Nazi piece of shit like your grandson? Was she old? Was she alive long enough to know that you turned into a Nazi piece of shit? Good for her getting away from this Nazi piece of shit. She should have lived a little longer. Slapped some sense into her grandson. Oh, we're just calling Nazis Nazis. Are you a Nazi, Tony? I don't think he gets my point. He wouldn't be a goddamn Nazi if he got my point. All MAGA kids should be removed from their homes, by the way. I don't think he got my point. I know the other little bitch that got this started, Gold Shekel, didn't get my point. Because where did his grandma die? He didn't want to talk about it, did he? He wanted to run away like a little bitch. after asking about Six-Fingered Man. Dude, his name was Goldcheckle. I didn't call him Goldcheckle. He called his damn self Goldcheckle. Yeah, the reference to combos he's had is your grandmother's dead. Okay? She's ashamed of you. Did she not get to tell you that in life? Or was she such a fucking Nazi piece of shit that she actually believes the same shit you do? She hated immigrants and shit because she was a Nazi piece of shit just like you. I believe I'm not a Nazi, no. Some people may think that. Who knows? Nobody thinks I'm a Nazi. Nobody that fucking matters. If people think you're a Nazi, you're probably a fucking Nazi, especially these days in America. Yep, you helped her lose, Jedi. You fucking Nazi piece of shit. You helped her lose by supporting Tallarico and arguing with me about that shit instead of supporting her when you had the fucking chance. At least I was supporting her 100%. You were in here arguing with me about fucking Tallarico. You fucking shameful piece of shit. But you're what you are. You are what you are. No, they call you a Nazi for being a Nazi. You support Trump, you're a Nazi. You need to know. It's the only insult that's needed. You're also a Klansman. You're also a pedophile. You're also a terrorist. You're also a traitor. You liked her. No, you trolled against her, you Nazi piece of shit. You APAC loving butt. Uh, Plus, I'm Canadian. What a fucking Nazi piece of shit. Anyway, y'all are all super disappointing. And you're disappointing to all of our ancestors. You're disappointing to all of our descendants. You're disappointing to everybody except for like the other 12 of you. It's pretty disgusting. Well, developer's cool though. Developer said fuck Trump. So we have a human in chat. One. We have one person at least LARPing as a human in chat. And we got a Tallarico supporter who's otherwise okay, I guess. Not really true, though, is it? I'm not saying that I support Trump or that I don't support him. I'm just saying having different opinions doesn't automatically. That made you a Nazi. What you just said made you a Nazi. You don't. If you're not opposed to Trump, you're a fucking Nazi. These are the rules. The Nazis, I mean, the Germans, have a saying. If people sit down at a table with a Nazi and they don't say something against the fucking Nazi, they're a fucking Nazi. You're a fucking Nazi. Yeah, it's all Nazis in the chat. We got it. No, I'm pro American. Trump's anti American. I'm also pro Jesus. Trump's the Antichrist. Church of Judas replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. We replace all your churches. Dude, no one's twisting your words. You were in here trolling instead of supporting Kat. You had a mission to do. You've never left a comment on her content. You're a troll. You know the feeling of shame that you have that's going to grow for the rest of your fucking life. I could have spared you that, but you don't fucking listen. Dude, you're always going to have that shame for having support in Tallarico, though. Like, I guess it wouldn't have mattered for you what happened with Kat because you always supported Tallarico, so. And you did it for the classic racist reason. It's pathetic. Guess you can be forgiven because you're Canadian. Canadians too stupid to know about American politics. You're too stupid to listen to fucking Americans who are way smarter than you telling you what the fuck's going on. Anyway, Y'all are super boring. Bye.